Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's May is going well. This is the first week, second week. I'm very late. Second week of May. Why do I feel like I missed the first week of May? Oh, because I did my center's review. My brain is just deleting memories in my mind. And yeah, hope your May is going well so far. The second week. Of course, the year's gonna be gone soon. Wearing my Black Girl Magic shirt, that'd be cute. Wear something cute today because I feel like I'm always wearing my cardigan and stuff. But as always, obligatory self promotion. What if I were the world? Poems inspired by music, written by ya boy. Which I need to work on my next book. But it's always linked in the description, linked in the link tree. I know some people are boycotting Amazon, but could support your boy on Amazon with my book, that would be great since I have no other way to, well, I guess I could figure out another way, but probably the free way to publish my book. But anyway, we're here to talk about Will Smith's latest album based on a true story, which came out this year, March 28th. So 2 months ago. So I'm 2 months late. Um, I'm going to give a little bit of background on him and then we're going to get into it. His full name is Willard Carroll Smith II. He's born September 25th, 1968. He's an American actor, rapper, and film producer. He has received multiple accolades, including an Academy Award, a Golden Globe Award, a BAFTA Award, and 4 Grammy Awards. As of 2025, his films have grossed over $9.5 billion globally, making him one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. He first gained recognition as part of the hip hop duo Jazzy uh, a hip hop duo with DJ Jazzy Jeff, whom he released 5 studio albums, uh, which contained 5 Billboard Hot 100 top 20 singles: "Parents Just Don't Understand," "Nightmare on My Street," "Summertime," "Ring My Bell," and "Boom Shake the Room." From 1985 to 1994, he's released solo albums: "Big Willie Style," "Millennium," "Born to Reign," and Lost and Found, which was his last one before this one, which was 20 years ago in 2020. 20 years ago in 2005. I can't speak. He had number one hits from that album. I'm assuming that's what this is from. Getting Jiggy with It in Wild Wild West. He has won 4 Grammys for his recording career. Um, he played a fictionalized version of himself for The Fresh Prince of Bel Air from 1990 to 1996. He was nominated for a Golden Globe in 1993 and 1994. He received wider fame in film franchises Bad Boys, which were from 1995 to 2024. The newest one just came out last year. Men in Black from 1997 to 2012, where he respectively played Mike Lowry and Agent J. After starring in thrillers Independence Day and Enemy of the State, he received an Academy Award for Best Actor nomination for his portrayal in. Okay, Wikipedia worded this weird. He received an Academy Award for Best Actor. Did he? This is nominations. Okay, they have like a run-on sentence. So I'm gonna put it for his portrayal of Muhammad Ali and Ali. That's what he got the nomination for. And so maybe for these 2 movies and Chris Gardner in The Pursuit of Happiness. He also starred in commercially successful films such as I, Robot, Shark Tale, Hitch, I Am Legend, Hancock, 7 Pounds, Suicide Squad, which I guess it was commercially successful, maybe not critically. And Aladdin, once again, maybe not critically. For his portrayal of Richard Williams in the biographical sports drama King Richard in 2021, Smith won the Academy Award for Best Actor. That was also the award where he smacked Chris Rock, so now he's banned uh, for 10 years. So yeah, I feel like that. I'm not saying don't defend your woman, do what you gotta do, but I just feel like it kind of tainted the moment because that was like, I want to say that was his first Academy Award, and then everybody's just talking about the slap. But this is so random. But I am listening to his audiobook, and I'm gonna finish listening to Jada Pickett Smith. And next month is Black Music Month, and I want to compare them because I feel like people made a big deal about Jada Pinkett Smith's memoir, but Will Smith's memoir, I feel like, does have a lot of interesting things, and like, I don't know if it has controversial things, but I feel like some people said that there were some controversial things. But I'm almost done. I have like 4 hours left. So there are some controversial things. But I'm like, are they super controversial? We'll see once I review the book. But anyway, let's get into Based on a True Story. It is hip hop, and where can you stream it? YouTube Music, Apple Music, Pandora, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music. Yeah, all those places. The vibes I got were positivity, definitely the overarching huge vibe, bragging about his achievements, his career, and gospel. There was a lot of gospel influences. So let's get into my favorite songs and my least favorite songs and my overall opinion. So Raven the Wasteland is one song I liked. It's kind of like a theme with that one. I like the concept of changing your mindset to bringing yourself up. He definitely has a unique sound, but also semi nostalgic. It's not 100% nostalgic, which I will talk about later. I like the religious imagery in the chorus to go with the concept. Gospel can definitely intertwine with a lot of different genres and, mix and match. And I feel like, they're very close related, especially in the black community, because a lot of people grow up in the church, maybe not now, but back in, the 90s, 60s, I would say 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, maybe not so much now because a lot of people are not as religious as they used to be. But, you could definitely tell the influence on a lot of different people. And then of course, there are a lot of black gospel singers. So there's that. So my second favorite song is Beautiful Scars with Big Sean, featuring O Banga. It's very motivational, and Will Smith bragging about his accomplishments, which is, he has a lot of them. He does brag about it in the book too, which I'm like, hey, you work hard for them? Brag. Where was I? Oh, as he should. He definitely deserves brag. I just said that. I will say this is a good single choice. This was the main single because a lot of the songs have similar things, but this definitely encompasses like everything that Will Smith is about: the positivity, the accomplishments, the wanting to encourage other people. That kind of thing. That's his whole thing. And then my last favorite song was "First Love" featuring India. Oh, Martinez and Marcin. I think I have a typo. Well, is that her name? Martinez? We're gonna go with Martinez. uh yeah. Okay. I will say it does break up the similar subject matter problem with this album, but it's still pretty generic, like a Latin pop song. Like he wanted to have his Latin pop moment, but it was pretty generic. But however, I will give him credit for trying something new because he did. He did try something new in the album. Also, I do find him attractive, but he's not sexy to me. So him trying in this song just wasn't doing it for me personally, lol. So like I get it that he has sex appeal, he's the in Bad Boys, he talks about this in his book. He had his shirt off and people were looking at him as a sex symbol, but I don't know. I don't really see him like that. Maybe because like when growing up I seen him in The Fresh Prince and he's funny, which I'm not saying funny guys can't be sexy, but then you see him funny, and you see him all these different roles, and he's kind of like your dad in a way. Feels very dad vibes, and I'm not like, I don't know, I don't want to be like, ooh, sexy. Like, I'm not saying that dads can't be sexy, but it's kind of like, gives me dad vibes. Like, I look at him as a fatherly type of person, fatherly figure. Anyway, that's just me. And then my least favorite song, I only had one, but we'll get into how the songs kind of just really sounded the same. So it's like, I didn't really have anything that I hated except for this one. Tantrum featuring Joy Lucas. I hate Joy Joyner Lucas. I hate Joyner Lucas. I do. So I don't like the song because of him. LOL. So it's just the feature, which might be petty, but I'm gonna hold it against Will for working with him again. LOL. Even though he did have a song called Will dedicated to him, but he also has a song called I'm Not Racist. And I hate that song. And just the messaging of it. So yeah, Joyner Lucas, I'm not feeling him ever. So yeah, I did count that against Will Smith. And my overall opinion, I think it's nice. Will Smith is very positive in this album, but I feel like he could have done better than it was executed. I wish he had gotten like more personal, not just saying like mind your business, which I talked about in my short video, because people are nosy and they want to hear your vulnerability. And I think that could have been a good that it could have been a very good introspective project, but it was just very generic overall. Like he didn't have to be specific, like I said in my short video, but he talks about, oh, y'all want to know about me and Jada? Well, mind your business. And it's like, sir, I'm listening to your book where you're telling us your business about you and Jada. And then I'm sure I haven't finished her book. I'm like in the beginning part. But I'm sure in her book she's probably telling your business too. So it's like, why are we now having to mind our business? It's just I feel like it could have been a really introspective. He didn't have to be specific. He could be like, you know what? I'm having these issues in my relationship, but here's how we work through it, or here's how we're working through it. Here's how I can encourage you. That could have been a good thing to do, but he just didn't do it. Um, there were some like personal details about his career, but you could just look that up or just read his autobiography for that. LOL. Um, I wish he had like an introspective, personal, slow song. Maybe talk about some challenges he had, even if it's not about the marriage. Maybe personal challenges, because even in the book, he has like he goes broke at one point. You could talk about that. You could talk about, oh, I didn't want to fail, but I failed my first marriage, and there could have been like a lot of different things. There's so many things that happened in his life, not just him and Jada. He was married before that, and that he got divorced, and he has a child with her, and he could talk about his children. Like there was so many things that he could talk about, and he just didn't. I did like the gospel influences and him mix using it to mix with hip hop. I did like that. I like the theme, but I wish there was more themes to explore, like to make the more album more diverse sounding. So I would give this album a 3 out of 10. And even though it's short, it was like 37 minutes, 34 minutes. It felt a lot longer because the songs melted together and they just didn't stand out to me. So I can't say I would recommend listening to it. If you're like a huge Will Smith fan, maybe, because I saw it was critically panned. But then I looked at some Google reviews and it seemed like people liked it. So I was like, let me see. But I would not recommend it unless you're like you really love Will Smith and you want to hear just everything that he's done. I mean, you can, but even I love Will Smith. I follow him on social media. He's cool, positive, but I feel like there could have been like a lot of layers. And another thing, he has Jazzy Jeff here, but only on the introduction. It would have been nice if they did something together, a collaboration. That could have been something. Break it up. And I'm gonna talk about that more. I have a rant. So my rant is called "Will Smith is irrelevant in music." Because my bestie told me about a blind item. So blind item, I guess, is like kind of like celebrity gossip or like a rumor that that is like I have a typo. That is like I guess confidential, we'll say. But and they don't really specify who it's about, but people can guess like, oh, so and so. For example, people said that Beyonce used red toilet paper, so it'd be a blind item. They'd be like, oh, this celebrity uses red toilet paper and refuses to use any other toilet paper, like that. So kind of like a rumor, I guess. But yeah, there's a blind item that alleged Will Smith thought he was more relevant in rap than he is, which it made me think: is he relevant in rap? I would say yes, but he does not have to be. I think he can change it. I think he could have made his newest album more unique and fun to stand out among the rap landscape. Because, like I said in my short video, one of my short videos, like the rap landscape now is like drugs, bad bitches, give me the money, uh, lean, stuff like that. But he could have definitely made it stand out more and be more memorable, but he decided to be like generic and one note and just positivity over everything, even like creatively, challenge himself. Um, I think what he should have done was given it into the nostalgia cash grab that's going on. Could have sampled himself, for example. Maybe sample Summertime, Parents Just Don't Understand, put a spin on it. Maybe talk about his life as a parent. That would be cool. Have a sample of Parents Just Don't Understand, and now he's a parent, so he can see from the parents' point of view now. Like, do they not understand? Do they understand? He would know now. That could have been fun, but he didn't do that. He could have had a summertime kind of theme and reversed it and, sampled it and maybe made like a new kind of summertime thing or something. But he didn't do that. He could have leaned into that and could have been like a fun album instead of generic, pushy, positive album that it was. And it wasn't good creatively. Like there was no groundbreaking new thing that he did, like for him to really like stand out in this new rap landscape. So I think it could be relevant if he does what made him popular in the first place, which is be fun, be funny. I know it's not like popular to be positive in rap, but I feel like you could do it. I mean, they had Macklemore. I know that's been like years, and like Ryan Lewis, doing that kind of positive thing. And I feel like there's a way to do it and make it fun without making it corny. And I feel like he just kind of made it. I don't know if it was like corny or if it was just a generic. I feel like it was more generic than corny. Because I feel like even if it's corny, that's like still better than generic and bland and one note that it was. So I think it could be relevant in rap, but he just needs to have fun and like let loose. And like you don't have to tell your business, but it'd be nice to have some variety, instead of just being positive, lift yourself up. Like what else we got going on? Uh you can even talk about, hey, this industry, don't let it take you down, don't let it something other than just be positive. Not saying anything's wrong with positivity, but that was it. Pretty much. Positivity and nothing else. So yeah, so that's Will Smith's album based on a true story. That's what I thought of it. What did you think of it if you listened to it? Or what is your favorite Will Smith album? I have not listened to his other albums. I would like to listen to his other albums because I feel like they would be more fun. And like I said, I'm listening to his audiobook and I know that he even admits that some of his projects are better than the other ones, but specifically about him and Jazzy Jeff working together in one of the albums, they were not doing what they were supposed to do. And so he realizes that that one wasn't good creatively or commercially. So it's like, he can recognize that he has some missteps. So I wonder what he would think now. If maybe another, I don't know how old is he? It's like 50 something, 1960. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do math, but maybe 20 years if he's still here. Maybe he was the 80s, 70s. Maybe he'll make something else, and then he'll be like, "Oh, I didn't make a good album last time. Now I made a good one. I don't know. Maybe when I well, yeah, album, maybe a book in 10 years, he'll be like, you know what? That wasn't my best work to come back with in 20 years. Who knows? But yeah, do you like Will Smith? Do you hate Will Smith? I feel like, um, a lot of his personal stuff has kind of made people like, I guess, I don't know if pity him or see him as kind of like pathetic or something. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, and I will see you all next week.